Hello people, it's Chandler Klebs again, and I have another Blender related video to record today. Now I haven't tested this beforehand very much, but I saw a video, I read an explanation. I've been watching a lot of videos, but I watched an explanation about how to append objects. Like, let's say you have an object in one of your blend files, and you want to put it into another file. So here's what I'm going to do here is I have a little bit of a project here. So apparently this is actually possible. Now, okay, what I did here is I loaded up my Blender Checkersphere 6-color blend file here. And let me see. As I'll show you here, now I'm going to set this pixel dimensions back to 720 by 720 and see, this is what it renders like, and I showed you this in one of my previous videos if you paid attention, because it's a front view camera. This camera here is placed at the exact right spot in order to be to show what this looks like. So here's the thing. Now I haven't done this before because I never needed to. However, this is a time when it may be important to start doing this. Let's see. Now, this is interesting because I'm trying to figure out, okay, so it shows this, but then it also shows, oh, weird. Yeah, I don't understand how this works. What I'm going to do is I see this camera here, and if I can see if it lets me rename this camera, I'm going to call it camera front. And that way I'll remember that it's a front view camera. But it still shows underneath here that it's, oh, weird. Yeah, it says camera .002. So I'm not sure which of these I actually need to rename, but that won't be all that important because I can fix that later. So here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to close this Blender file, and then I'm going to go over to my other, I have another place here. I have my regular solids folder, and here what you see is I have the 5 platonic solids. And let me make sure my software is recording. Okay, yeah, I think it is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up my hexahedron file, and you'll see something really cool here. Now this is a cube. Now this cube here is an old cube. It's the same cube I have already uploaded, this 6-color cube. Now when you see that I render it here, it's rendering it like that. However, what I actually want to do is I want to figure out a way to add the camera from the other file. Because see, this camera over here renders it that way, but I want to get the camera that I have already positioned from the other file. So that means I have to go here, I have to go out of here, have to go back to my UV sphere rendering, because I had a very special location. Now what you see here is I chose this blend file, but then it shows everything in here. It has a brushes thing, and I don't understand what all those actually do. It has cameras. Oh, there it is. There's camera 02. Oh, this is nice. So I really needed to name the thing that said camera 2. Okay. So if I append this, let's see what it does. Now, did it actually put the camera in here? I don't know if it did. That's strange. I am not seeing where the camera went, because there should be a new camera here. Huh. Let me try this again. Okay, I'm going to click here and let me try to append this again. See, this is totally my first time doing this. Yeah, it's not at all showing that I that I brought in a new camera. I wonder if it makes a difference. Like, let's say if I delete that camera, let's see if then I can append this camera from this other file. And it's not letting me do it. That is weird. Okay, now let me try something different. Let me see if it lets me append an object. Wait a minute. Now when I go to Object, oh, I see. Okay, so the camera folder has camera. Okay, but when I go to Object, and see it has materials too, like the different colors. Like if you have a color that you set up in one file, you can apparently get it into another file. So, and there's scene, yeah, there's texture, there's world, and I don't know what these things are. So let's go to Object and let's select Camera Front, what I named Camera Front. Let's append it. Oh, would you look at that? Now, even though the cursor was over here, it appeared that it put the camera right there. So let's see now. Oh, freaky! I think it's working. See, because when I push 1, it goes to a front view because the 1 key is front, whereas 7 is top and then 3 is right. So like if I press 3, it's like that, shows the right side, and then the 7 is there, and then 9 is there, and you can see they're all different colors. So here's the thing. What you see here is that now it has a camera, but it's showing as black. Why is this? Why would you say perhaps is this showing as black? Well, I think I have a fix for that. And even though this is an old hexahedron file, I am going to save this file now that it has the camera I want. It's important to do this. So now, let me try something. I'm going to select this lamp, and let's see here if I can get this lamp moved and put it somewhere over here. Okay, so now we have a lamp over here. Let me see what happens. Oh, see, now the lamp is over there. It's shining light on this side of the cube. So it just looks like a big purplish, it's actually magenta square. But that's because it's that particular side of the cube. So here's what this means is there's a light source, but now how about I delete the light source? Let me do that, and now see this. This is interesting. So now it shows as black because the light source is gone. So the light sources, when you're trying to get realistic looking lights, apparently that's how this works. So now I'm going to do something radical. This, you see, is the color magenta. I've selected this color that's part of this cube, and see, I can change the intensity, which makes it black. But the thing is, whether it's black or whether the intensity is back at 1, it still shows as black. And oh, this is interesting. There's also this, how intense bright the specular reflection is. But that, I don't think that will do anything. So I'll just set this back to 0.5 because that's what it was set at before. So here's where I go to emit. Now I've shown in my previous videos, when you go to emit, it makes that color be lit up. Now it shows this true magenta color because I have made it be a light source. The purple color is actually a light source. Now, so it has been a perfect test of my front view camera. Okay, so, and here's what I'm going to do though, is, well, let me see what happens if I do shadeless. When I do shadeless, what does it do? Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what that actually does. That's a little bit weird. Yeah, what does this do? Huh. I'm actually curious. Now let me see what happens if I set this back down to 0. It makes it black, but then what happens if I do shadeless? What it does. Interesting. It still makes it show up properly as being lit up, even though it's not necessarily. So that's kind of weird. Let's see. Make this material insensitive to light or shadow. Oh, people, this is what I think I've been looking for. I don't need to change my emit to be 2 on these things. I only need to make them shadeless. Now let's see what this does. This cubic interpolation. Let's see what it actually does. That doesn't do anything. And when I do tangent shading, that doesn't do anything. But I see. And then as soon as I select shadeless, I'm on a diffuse shading on the back side. So let's see here what this actually does. Alright, so there we have that. Let's see what translucency does. Yeah, I'm just playing with the settings here. I don't think this does anything, so we'll set that back to 0. So now what this means is I'm going to, now the camera front is actually an object, not a camera, even though it is a camera, but it's weird. So now that I have this particular thing, I am going to do something. Let me get rid of that because I want to select, okay, so there's the magenta. Oh, I see. The icons here show whether or not it's shadeless. Like there's a little circle of light there on these spheres that it shows. So, oh, and it even lets me choose like different previews. Like there's a monkey preview. Oh, this is weird looking. Let's just set this back to sphere to keep it simple. So let me see what happens if I make the red shadeless. Oh yes, this is exactly what I should have been doing all along. Okay, so next I need to make the green shadeless. Let's get rid of the preview. So the red, the green, and the blue shadeless now. The sign is shadeless, and this is the yellow is shadeless. So I have my 6 colors. My sphere has 6 colors here. And so, yeah, I save it multiple times. I don't know why. I'm weird that way. Ben Delheim will tell you, I save games repeatedly for some reason, even though it doesn't do anything. I have a weird habit there. So yeah, so even though the render is only showing this one side, that's not the important thing. Now what I'm going to do here is I have a little bit of an experiment. So let me export this as an FBX file. So, okay, so here's the hexahedron. Yeah, I have files already there, but I will just export that as a hexahedron file. And that's a nice thing to do. So here's the deal. While I have this open though, before I close Blender, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this cube somewhere else, and I'm going to try to not save this. And then I'm going to append the sphere. Remember the sphere that was in front of the camera in the other file? Let's append this. There it is. This sphere, this sphere. Oh, I can't talk. Okay, so this, okay. Oh, so now if I render the image, it looks like that. That is cool. So now let me go to the render tab. And yeah, that's just showing it like that. Whereas if I set it to be like that preset that I set up, yeah, that's nice. That's the way it looks like in the other file. So now I have made progress. This means I can take any of my Blender files. All I need to do is I need to make their sides shadeless, and I need to, I can take a camera or any object from any other file I have and input it into another one. So this is important. So now that really works. So now I can merge my files together just as much as you can copy and paste or you can import an Inkscape. So I have learned a valuable lesson in something I can do in Blender. Don't know if I will ever use all of these different little things, because all I ever really need. Interesting, there's camera. Oh, so if you have multiple different cameras, oh yeah, there's, well anyway, yeah, the video will get too long if I explore every possible thing this offers. So let me see now. So as you see here, the date modified on these files, you can see they're all old. So like if I open the dodecahedron, it's an older file, and let's see how it renders. See, it does now on this. See what it does is it doesn't show the colors here on the default camera that's there. They don't look the way I want them to. So that just means that I need to do the same thing in this file. I'm not going to do this on all my files during the course of this video, but just enough to get things looking right. So I'm going to make that shadeless, that shadeless, that shadeless, that shadeless, and that shadeless, and then try rendering this again, and now they look correct. So now they are immune to light. I can even delete the lamp and they will still render. So now that I've fixed that file, I'm going to save the dodecahedron as well. So anyway, those files have now been updated, and I may back them up as well, because I want to fix some things, but I can do that after I'm done recording this video. And the FBX file, you'll see here that one has been updated. It's a newer date than all the others. So I'm going to select this path here. I'm going to Control C that, and then I'm going to go and let me see what happens here. Now, if I go to Sketchfab, it may not make a difference precisely on how I do this with Sketchfab or not. But because Sketchfab, I already have things set a certain way. Let me go to my models here on Sketchfab, because I have a lot of different things that I've uploaded. And some of them are actually pretty cool. So like there's that. Yeah, there's that. That's really nice. There's some incredible stuff here. So now where's the cube? Now this, yeah, there's the hexahedron color, and I believe this is the original one that I uploaded. And so, let's see, download no or free. Yeah, that's weird. I'll set that to free. I don't know what that means. So let's see here. This is already showing it as shadeless. Notice that they're all, and that is because the 3D settings on Sketchfab, I already set the settings for this object to shadeless. And I'll show you what I mean. Sketchfab is wonderful because if I have lit, then it starts looking weird. It does not look right. But when it's set to shadeless, it looks like that. So I don't need to update this file because Sketchfab lets you modify the lighting post-upload. So I don't need to update this one. Instead, let me go to Remix 3D, because Remix 3D, I have had a terrible time getting the models to look correct. They do not look the same, and I think that's because I didn't know that I needed to make the material shadeless. So let me see here. I'm going to go to my stuff over here, and let's see what all I have here. I've uploaded a lot of things. Yeah, I have some stuff from Minecraft that I've uploaded. And see the UV sphere? Now, yeah, there's the UV sphere two-color diagonal. It does not look right. And And then that one doesn't look right either. That weird planet. In fact, it looks really kind of funny. Now let me go, let's see here. Now, the Blender hexahedron, now this one does look correct. It actually looks correct because I used emit on all of these sides to 2.0. So it may not look any different, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a new model here. I'm going to go to that folder where I saved the new FBX, and I'm going to upload this thing. And I'm going to, I'll upload this, and once it's uploaded, I'm going to name it the Shadeless Hexahedron. And we'll see if it looks the same. If it looks the same or better as the one with the emit 200, then that's fine. Then my experiment was successful, and then I'll be able to end this video. And then I have some files to edit and back up. Oh, how nice! So far, it's looking good. This is looking good. So let's see now. Now it has, oh, I see how this works. Now it has different settings here. Oh, weird. And it does change the look. So there's that. So when you go to default, it looks like that. But let's say there's no light. Let's say we do night. How interesting. It's night. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm still not too sure. It may not look the same way as the one with light emitted might be. So I may still need to do the emission of light on those things to get it looking correct. But I already have the one that does look correct of this. But this will still look cool. So let's call it, yeah, okay, I'm going to name this. Let's call it the Shadeless Hexahedron in the night. Okay, it doesn't allow me enough characters. So Shadeless Hexahedron night. I'm not going to add a description yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep it up or not, but I want to see how this really looks when I upload this. Okay, so let me view this model and see what it looks like. And oh, I see. So it does not actually look the same as the one that emits light. So emitting light in my different things is actually probably a good way to do this. So I have some more experiments to do. So anyway, but that's enough for this video. I've learned a valuable lesson about importing objects from one file to another.